All right, here we go. This is, and I didn't check YouTube and I didn't check Reddit or anything, but I'm calling it Toffee Talk, because I'm not going to present. Well, there is stuff down the side here and up the top and all that, but usually it's a topic or something, but it's called Toffee Talk. That's what I'm calling it. So I don't care. It's going to say Toffee Talk because that's what it is. We're going to talk about Everton. I'm going to talk about Everton. You're going to watch me talk about Everton. Hopefully get in the comments, agree, disagree, input, all that good stuff on why we're on the subject, kind of. Thank you for everybody that came into the watch along. Just a few of you, but you're reliable. We have good talk. Looking at Jeff, looking at Pepper, who's a red, by the way. But good guy. Got Ant in there. Him and Pepper have but it's mostly borderline over the top, but we let it slide because I like to see banter and all that stuff. And some others, I forget your names, I'm sorry. Had an Arsenal supporter in there. If you're there, but come on in if you're seeing this for the first time. I am the Stretch, by the way. Please like, please subscribe. It all helps the cause. And the cause is Everton Football Club. Toffee Talk. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked because I'm actually doing something else. That's why it's called Toffee Talk, because I'm going to be doing an activity, not that you can see because it's copyrighted, and the Digital Media Act and all that stuff, YouTube terms of service. But I am watching a fast-paced, end-to-end, technically very good, excitement, not edge of my seat, but I'm creeping forward towards the edge of my seat, football. And that is what I like to see. That is what I like to watch. I like to see teams dominate you. Like, I like to watch Manchester City play well. But even if, like, this past weekend when they lost to Norwich, I still enjoyed that because it was dramatic. It was... Actually, this is what it was, right? Here's the thing. This is what that was. They had a stat, and it was like, Manchester City has spent $500 million over the past... or the squad that they had the previous week was like $500 million, throughout the whole squad. And then they were like, Norwich's squad is valued at less than £5 million or euros, or however they wanted to say, or maybe it's the American show, so it was dollars. But either way, that's how football should be to me. Okay, anyone can win a game. If you stick to your plan, if you stick to your tactics, you can get a result. If you don't stick to your plan, if you don't stick to your tactics, if you make mistakes, you will be punished. If you don't make mistakes and you defend well and you constantly put the other team under pressure and you get results like you did with Norwich. Look at the money imbalance. Look at the player imbalance. Look at how many players Norwich had injured that you would usually probably start in their first or at least be in their first team squad. Then compare that to Manchester City and and then you see the culmination of all those things. The underdogs. Those people that are going to get spanked. I had them in my pool getting battered 5-0 at home. I had Norwich. And I have Pookie in my fantasy team. I even benched him because it's like, you're not going to get a sniff. You're going to get smacked around so hard. And by like 5 minutes in, well, not 5 minutes, that's over-exaggerating, 15, 20 minutes, and I could have seen that game being 2 to 3-0 City, cruising, and then the game's over. And then I'd probably turned it off and been like, eh. But you don't turn games off like that. And then you see other games like Chelsea versus Wolves, right? And I'm getting to a point, don't worry. 5-2, losing 5-2 at home. And we just barely came back. And we had to come... We won 3-2, obviously, but we had to keep scoring because they obviously kept equalizing. And so... you look at that and how we squeezed that result out, how we, barely eked that one moment of complete quality from Richarlison. Yeah, the Gerson faithful, the Gladys Street, all that. Yeah, don't forget the Park End, don't forget the Bullens. I'm sorry, all of you clapping together, sirens blaring. We eked out a 3-2. Yes, we were the better team. Yes, we had more possession. Yes. It was a good result. It was 3 points, but they got battered at home. Look, you'd see the goals that Wolves actually scored. Those are goals that defensively you switch off for a little bit at the back like they did. And then, you just don't, you're just like, you scored 5. Who cares what happens now? And that's when Frank's got to install. You don't want to see that in players, obviously. And that's when, you get into mentality and focus and what top teams do and all that stuff. But still, Chelsea put 5 past them. Tammy Abraham, who's been playing in the Championship, by the way, grinding, learning his craft, all that good stuff that you want a young player to do. Been biding his time at Chelsea, got loaned out. Does really well in the under-21s, all that stuff. And then finally it all comes together. He gets given his chance and wham, bam, 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 thank you, ma'am. Hat trick. Away from home. And that's what Chelsea do, away from home. So, those are the types of games that I like to see, where it's either lots and lots of goals, because I'm impartial, so, I do have a little bit riding on that because it was Chelsea-Wolves. We're more likely to be contesting with Wolves around that area of the table than we are Chelsea, because I think Frank's going to get that sorted, getting the young blood in there, getting them accustomed and used to playing at such a high level in the Premier League, week in, week out, and performing. Because you look at Mason Mount, you look at Tammy Abraham, you look at who else they got playing in that team. You can look at Batshuayi. He's been around the block a little bit, but and then you've got Wolves who, they beat Manchester United. No, they drew Manchester United right at home. Yeah, they went to Old Trafford and got it. No, they was at Molineux. I'm completely confused. At Molineux, they came from behind, drew Man United at home. And then, they've had some other results, iffy, but look where they are in the league. They've got Europa. They're into the group stages of that, so they, all that. That's what Wolves are. Wolves should not be realistically competing with Everton Football Club this season, based on the players we've got, based on that we're only playing, once a week. All that stuff, we should have been putting Wolves to bed like Chelsea did. They did that away at Molineux, and we couldn't do much at home except keep coming from behind and showing that spirit, showing that fight, showing that endeavor, which we can't seem to do away from home. But the game I'm watching to come roundabout, it is Liverpool versus Napoli. I was going to check out the Borussia Dortmund Barca game, but I don't really enjoy watching Barcelona play. And you might go, it's wonderful, beautiful football. It's the same players doing the same thing over and over again. Like, I've seen Messi for the longest time. I've seen Suarez for the longest time. I've seen Busquets doing his thing for the longest time. I've seen Piqué doing his thing for the longest time. Like, they're great, world-class, obviously, World Cup winning, Champions League winning, title winning players. But that's what they build their team around, right? Rucks at the back, rucks in the midfield, rucks at the top, bring in new talent, play it around. If all else goes to shit, Messi bails you out. So, Borussia Dortmund, great team. They were at home, I believe, so you hear the voice, hear all the good stuff. But might watch this after this, but that's what I'm watching. That's why it's called Toffee Talk. Long way to get around. But we've got the results here of our away form, and it's no secret to anybody that we've only won 4 out of our last 41 games. Because obviously it's flickering up and down the screen, but you've probably been listening to other fan sites, you've been listening to pundits, reading it in the paper, reading it online, all that stuff. Those are our results. And you look at them, what were they? It was like when we went away and bummed Burnley 5-1, right? We beat Huddersfield, we beat Cardiff, we beat West Ham. I think we beat Huddersfield last season away from home. So, that's 5, and I don't remember what the other one was. It doesn't matter, but I got 5 out of the 6. And those are, like I said, those are not the greatest top-tier teams, right? Besides, West Ham, somewhere between 8th and 12th, obviously, unless they go on a run. Anyway, but it's so early in the season, anyone can go on a run. But that's realistically where West Ham should probably finish. They got Seb Haller in, they got that midfielder in, Yarmolenko's back. They're looking like a decent team. But Pellegrini's decent coach, all that good stuff. But we went there and we just, that's a game. Unlike these bullshit results, all this up in here, look at the 0s and 1. That tells you enough as it is. Away from home, 5 goals conceded this season, 1 goal scored. 1 point. What you say? And so, like I said, I want to watch what I don't watch when I'm invested in a game. Right? I'm invested in Everton Football Club's games when I watch them. Before I did any of this streaming stuff, before I did this video making, I was always watching the games. My biggest game of the weekend. Do all the reading, look at the research, predictions, all the stuff that I usually do on this channel, or that I talk about when I'm live streaming on the watch alongs. That's what I used to do. Just got a new computer, got some lights, got a camera, got a microphone, and bam, oh, and this too. And here we go. But I don't watch that when I'm invested in a game of Everton. I don't see end-to-end, fast-paced, varied ways of attack, dramatic last-ditch efforts, long-range shots, goal-mouth scrambles. Like, I don't see any of that when I watch Everton. I watch this. I watch this over here. I watch them just go to Crystal Palace and have the most possession, have the most passes, and not create enough chances, blow the chances we do create, and get away with over a point when it should have been 3. Or I go to Aston Villa and we dominate possession and we do all the stuff that I just said before, but then Aston Villa decide, well, go ahead and score because of a conglomerate of shit that came together. And that was the instance where, again, an Everton player had given away a needless foul. Andre Gomez coming through the back of a player. They're not shielding the ball, not doing his shoelace up, not doing anything to stop the pass. They have a quick free kick. Bam, it's through the middle. Dini's taken out of it. Bernard's taken out of it. Gomez taken out of it. Guy's got 15 seconds on the ball. Plays it into their forward, who I can't even remember the name of now because he plays for Aston Villa. But, and he's all the way through. Clinical finish. Only place he could put it for. So that was the Villa goal, right? And, heads down time. Oh, game over. I'm sitting here. You're probably sitting there and you went, that's right before halftime. We were on top. We should have scored. We didn't. They've scored. This is Everton Football Club. Don't win away games. And at this point, it had been in our last 38 away games. We'd have sat there and been like, plus we for like 40 games straight, or every game under Marco Silva, or whatever it might be. We've never come behind to win a game. So you have all that with you, and then you think, today will be the day. We're going to be a top 6 team. We've got the players on paper. We've got the manager. We've got the director of football. We've got the ambition. We've got the drive. We're going to go for it. This is what we do. But no, don't do it. Because we're expecting something to change. We're expecting the tactics to change. We're expecting a more creative way of playing football, right? We're not just going to pass it around mindlessly. Well, it's not even mindlessly. It's basically you take it, I'll take it, you take it, I'll take it. Oh, look, Luca Dean's open on the left. Let's pass it up to the left, around the horseshoe that we do. Oh, and then Luca Dean puts it into the box, and the defender just gobbles it up because they knew from the moment that we got possession that we're just going to pass it around. Literally, is what we're going to do. Is we're going to get around them. And we're going to say, okay, guys, we could play a fast ball forward. We could catch you unawares. We could put a long ball into Dom or over the top to Ken or something. But no, we're going to pass it around here for a little bit. We've got to give the right back's got to have a touch. The 2 central midfielders have to pass it around ping-pong style for a little bit. Mina's going to need a touch after that. And then we'll whip it out to Luca Dean. Luca Dean will pass it back to Mina. And then we'll all advance forward, and then we turn around and go, oh, well, I'm glad you've got your 8 to 9 players behind the ball while we fucked around like that. Thanks, guys. Now you've set it up, and you've baffled us. You've bamboozled us because we don't have another way of playing. Your right back's just looking at Luca Dean like, okay, go make your run. You make your run. Okay, oh, look, Bernard's coming. Well, it's going to be a 2-person triangle pass. It's going to be a give and go down to the byline. Okay. But I'm off, and then you tackle it and we get a corner, and everyone, we got a corner. Well, yeah, you did. It wasn't like it was a last-ditch tackle. It wasn't like the crowd was like, oh, shit, he's in on our right back. It's like, oh, no, he's there. They telegraphed that, 15 passes ago. We know it's going to Luca Dean. And then, same thing on the right. It's like, oh, Seamus is bringing the ball up. Okay, cool. Well, this is what Seamus is going to do. Midfielder's going to need a touch, so hand it off to Gomez, hand it off to Schneiderlin or Delph. Actually, I'm not going to include Delph in this so much. I'm sorry, Fabian. Schneiderlin or Gomez, or that's about it. Everyone else is injured or been, put on the shit list, I guess, like Tom Davis. But, Schneiderlin needs a touch. He needs to maintain his 88% pass rating by passing it a couple of yards forward back. So Seamus gives it to Schneiderlin. Schneiderlin looks like he's going to do something, but just lay it off. Lays it off to Gomez, and then Gomez pings the ball forward, cuts open two players, and Seamus is in the final third now. We just broke open the first line of their defense. Now we're going to work on their second. Seamus, whip it in. Seamus, somebody come short. Richarlison, come in, or whatever, all that stuff. Nah, Seamus just puts the brakes on, turns around, passes it back to Mina or to Keane or back to Delph, and then we've moved 20 yards up the pitch, but they're still in their defensive shape. They've still got all of our players marked, or they're setting them up for a trap, saying, oh, look, we'll back off Siggy here. They're so predictable, they're going to go down the left all the time, but their only other option is maybe played into Sigurdsson. Let's give Sigurdsson 10, 15 yards of space. So when the ball comes back after Seamus holds up the play, and it's going to come right through the middle, and they say, oh, look, Gylfi's open, here they go, and then they pounce, and then they close the gap, and they tighten it down, and Sigurdsson doesn't have the time, doesn't have the mobility to turn and make a quick pass. Yeah, the loser's possession, his touch is a little heavy, or it just goes where? Back out to the wings, back out to Bernard, back out to Iwobi, back out to Richarlison. And they still haven't moved their defensive shape. They still haven't unmarked any of our players. There's just a whole bunch of byplay. They just go, oh, they did that, yep. Here comes the other thing we've worked in all week on training because Everton is so fucking predictable. This is what we've worked on. And Bournemouth showed that to a T. Villa showed that to a T. Crystal Palace, nobody really knew what our formation was, but we were just garbage and awful and didn't take our opportunities that day. Went down to 10 men. Andre Gomez got injured, which I'm not saying I'm concerned yet, but how many times has Andre Gomez been injured so far this season? I'm just saying, went off against Crystal Palace. Didn't play against Watford. Did he? I don't think he did play against Watford. Was on the substitutes bench for Lincoln. He did play against... Did he play against Villa? Whatever, but still, twice this season, we're only 5 games in, and he's missed 2 games. 2 full games, at least. Is that going to be a concern for us? He came to us injured when he left Barcelona on loan. But that's the least of our concern. I mean, it would be horrible if Andre Gomez was injury prone and missed about half the games this season, was never a regular in the team, and didn't find any form. That's not going to be great. That's not going to be great at all. But that's only one player. It's the offensive side of the ball, obviously, to shut creation on. And that's what's responsible for all this down here. And even our home games, we say we should take our home, what you want to take your home record away. Yeah, of course you do. Let's take our home form. Like it's the words that they use. Do I want us to take our home performance level, our home performances in general on the road? Well, I would, because they're better than our away ones, but do I think that we could just go there and, like let's say Watford, if we did what we did against Watford, the stats, for example, the passing, total passes, and the possession, and the created chances and all that, you could take it away from home, but I don't think it's going to get you any wins. It might get you a couple of lucky draws, but you look at the Wolves game. Okay, so let's take that attitude, let's take that performance away. Okay, we go 1 up, they score, we score, they score, we score. Okay, 3-2, but that's because you're at home. That comes from passion, that comes from the ambition, that comes from the crowd, that comes from all the stuff that you get from playing at home, playing at Goodison Park. You could probably do that away from home, where you just say, oh, well, we score, they score. Oh, it's one of those games. It's you score, we score, and then we'll score more. Away from home, that's not going to happen. You score first, they score first, and they're at home, and then you start to think, oh, well, especially if it's like 6-7 minutes apart like it was at Goodison, then Everton being Everton with the mentality, being like, oh, we're away from home, oh, and then you look at the records that are all against us, how many away wins we had. Everton would just shit the bed at 1-1, and probably Marco so wouldn't tell him to shut up shop and take a point. But the end result would have been something like that. Like, we'd be too standoffish, we'd look fearful, we'd look inept going forward, we wouldn't create any more chances, and we'd probably sneak out there with a point maybe. But if that, no, we'd end up shitting the bed and losing 3-1. Kind of like what happened away at Bournemouth. Oh, wow, yeah. Because what happened there? Oh, we came out first 5-10 minutes, rah rah rah, he. We're the better team. We got better players. You guys are shite. You're gonna ship 4 or 5 goals to teams, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 more times this season. Look what City did to you. Look at what Bournemouth did to you. You bunch of degenerates. We're Everton Football Club, okay? We've got all this money spent. We've got all this salary. We're wearing blue. We got a new stadium coming, right? Angry Birds on the arm. Angry Birds on the arm. We're Everton FC. We're just going to roll you guys over. So please help us and roll over so we could just roll you some more. Okay, don't come out fighting. Don't fight it. Let it happen. We're Everton. We're going to go second or third when we're done with this weekend, baby. We're going to put all the haters in their places. We're going to put all the pundits in their places. We're going to be number 1 on Match of the Day. We're going to have 5 players in Alan Shearer's Pick of the Week. Oh, yeah, we are. We're Everton Football Club. Now roll the over. And Bournemouth say, no, because we're at home. We play a certain way. Mr. Howe has us playing a certain way. We're going to be open at the back. We're going to let you come on. We're going to have a less capable, less expensive, less talented defense than you. And the same, I think, we'll do in the midfield. And we'll just have 3 or 4 creative players play for it. We're going to put all of our money on Josh King. We're going to put all of our money on Callum Wilson. We're going to put all of our money on our other Wilson, Harry. And then later in the game, we're going to put our money on Mr. Fraser when he comes on. So that's it. That's what we're going for. That is how I just was just watching an Ajax go, and this guy just got smacked in the face. Kind of funny. But where was I talking about Bournemouth? Yeah, and so that's what they're going to do. And we said, oh, okay, well, if you're going to have a less talented defense and all this stuff, well, you've got some guy that's just coming back from injury, so we're going to put it on him. We're going to let him know that he's in the game and say, oh, you're out for 9 months, you're rusty, you might be a little nervous, you might be thinking about your injury, all that stuff. So we're going to give you a little bit, okay? Right from the start. No, nothing dirty, nothing, yellow cardable, but just like, a good 50-50, a good aerial battle. Just put a little extra shoulder in there. Give him the stare down. Hey, all day, baby. All day, baby. This is what's coming at you all day. And then you dismantle their midfield. What they got in there? Billing. Came up from relegated team. Not much else in there. Nothing to worry about. No creativity. Just solidity. Basic. Bottom half table. Quality midfield. That's what we're looking at. Like I said, the defense, not the tallest centre backs in the world. So Dominic Calvert-Lewin, you're going to go up there. We're going to put him on you. We're going to dominate the midfield. Our wing-backs are going to be wing-backs. Our full-backs are going to be bombing down the outside. They're going to be interchanging with the left-sided attacking players. You're going to be spinning in circles. We're going to be so fluid. We're going to be so dynamic. We're going to create lots of chances. We're going to make you piss yourself. You're going to be begging for halftime, and you're going to be begging for full time. And half your crowd's going to be gone after 70 minutes. Like, it's just going to clear out because we would have absolutely incinerated and obliterated and destroyed every ounce of confidence you have in yourself because we are Everton FC. That's how you think it would go, right? But nope. Absolutely devoid of ideas besides going down the outside. Absolutely incredible lack of focus and energy and all that from the back players. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Keane. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Mina. Pickford, you didn't cover yourself in glory with your communication back there. Seamus. Oh, yeah. And then Luca Dean. There we go. And then I can move on to the midfield. All I'm going to do is go. Schneiderlin did what Schneiderlin does. Delph let everybody know what was going on at least during the game. And I'm not going to say he was wrong with what he said. That's the type of that's my brother right there. That's Demway's there. Demway's there. That's my brother. That's my brother blood fan, right? That's my brother. And back again. Just kidding. Sorry. Don't take my channel down. But what about that 2-2 Arsenal Watford? But I'll tell you something about that. See, this gets into why I watch games like Arsenal-Watford, okay? And it can be for moments in the game. Good moments, bad moments, moments that It doesn't matter. It's a moment that you remember. And I remember this for a while because of the thought process I had afterwards. That first... Was it the first? One of Aubameyang's goals. See, this is what Everton lack. And I'm not going to get on Dominic Calvert-Lewin's case. I'm not going to get on Moise Kean's, ass. I'm not going to get Cenk Tosun's spray off of his hair. All that stuff. That's not what I'm getting at here. But you look at that goal. Through the middle. Ball in. Well, somewhere from the middle. Ball in. Ball out. Ball in. Ball out. Find the space. And then, sorry, my wife texts me from work. Put that ball in. It's beautiful. They've got defenders on him. He's dragged people out of the position. One touch, turn, shoot, all in one fluid, sexy moment. That is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And that's the type of... That's what I watch. And I watch that and go, that's a great goal. That is a good goal. You're 30 years old, or whatever, you're 29, 30. You are one of the reasons Arsenal survive in the top 6 or the top 4 battle every single year. You and Lacazette and probably Nicolas Pepe this season is you ship 3 goals, you score 4. You go away from home and it's a tight, grindy game and you just want to get out of there. It's probably cold, it's probably windy, it's probably haily. The ground's not the Emirates and it's just shit. And the soil's not right and the grass is too long and it's just one of those days. And 81st minute, it's 0-0. Play the ball in. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang says, you know what? Fuck this. I can't stand tying it, drawing, or having a shit day. Everything is gonna ride today. I'm gonna score and let's get us out of here with 3 points. Okay, bam, 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 done. Let's go home. Take me off, Emery. I'm done. We're done out here. Okay, we're done out here. Take me off. I've scored my goal. Let me get the trackie back on. Let me get the blankie back on. Fuck this rain. These lame ass 16th, 17th in the table, 11,000 seater stadium. Let's get out of here. These supporters are shit. I don't like your city. I don't like your town. It's not London. You hillbilly peasants down in this thing. I just want to go home. And so he just scores a goal and says, I got us 3 points today. I wasn't having the best day. I had a shitter, but I scored that for you guys. We needed 3 points. It just wasn't going anybody's way. Bam, there you go. And I finished the season with 20 to 25 goals overall. And playing probably the Europa League, semi-final, maybe final. Who knows how Arsenal are going to do. But that's the type of player that we need when we're away from home. And not only does Aubameyang do it, I'm not. We can't get an Aubameyang, right? Or Aguero does something like that. Or, other players down the years have done that. And there are players in the league right now that will probably... Tammy Abraham will probably be a player like that, right? Seb Haller will probably be a guy like that, I would assume. You just want something, and you can... That's your match winner. We don't have a match winner. Moise Kean, potential, young, we know all that. But... So that's our problem. Then we could go into the whole mentality thing, but I'm not going to because I got a very satisfactory answer, which is I'll plug them. I like them. Toffee TV, Tuesday topic. I asked them to basically discuss what we mean when we talk about mentality in the modern game, the modern player, how it's progressed through generations, what the mentality, the difference in mentality, is what's a coach's mentality and how does he install it? Player mentality for playing, for showing up, even when it comes to the supporters, mentality of chairman. What it all means and why it's changed and how it differs and what players have strong mentality, that have been winners and how many of those do we have in our team and how many people just kind of coasted through on a ludicrous salary, not really applying themselves, just doing barely enough to get away, they get away with just as little as they can. They barely maintain the hype and the reputation that they have, or if they maintain it, that's all they do. But he's a good, steady Eddie player, good 6.5, 7 out of 10 every week. Not won any trophies, not really, been to any big clubs, not really had to prove it, just sailed through his career and all that. And how many people just wake up every day and go, Ballon d'Or. You know what? Ballon d'Or, okay? And how do I get to the Ballon d'Or? Who can I look at and say, that's the mentality? Winners. Who are winners? What did the winners do? What did they do off the field? What did they do on the field? What did they do in the dressing room? What did they do on the practice pitch? These successful players. Ronaldo is, whatever you think about the Ronaldo-Messi argument, greatest of all time, don't care. This isn't part of it. But Ronaldo, that's one, right? Got players kicked out of Manchester United, not by his fault, but just because they knew the talent. They understood it. They gave him his chance. He took it. So won stuff at Manchester United. Maintained that through his Real Madrid career. Has maintained that at Juventus. Still at all the award shows. Still up there in goals. Still setting records. And the lad's 34 years old. Right? But his training regime, the day in, day out mentality, and how you install that mentality into other players, and where you got that mentality from, and what you have to show, which is trophy cases upon trophy cases of awards and medals and all that other stuff and cups. You just say, oh, who am I? Who am I to talk to you about mentality? Who am I to set the standard or set the bar for what a good, strong, driven, eager, risk-taking mentality is? Me! Because I've won all of this doing it! Right? And how many of those players... Anyway, that's it. But it's on Toffee TV. It's on Patreon. If you're not a patron over there, go ahead. I think it's the best and greatest content overall, because there's a lot of it, and all that for Everton. But, not putting down the Mighty Blues, not putting down Cam, if any of you watch Cam. I'm not putting down Michael D Network. We all do what we do. Some of us have a small subscriber amount and small viewer accounts for their videos, like me. And then you got the medium ones like Cam, and then you got the big ones like Michael and Mike. But either way, we're all doing the same thing, right? Just a matter of opinion on what you like to watch, how it's discovered, and all that stuff. But this has been dragging on for a little longer than expected. But that's why we call it Toffee Talk. I'm just talking, I'm just throwing stuff out. I put some graphics up, but you don't have to be a rocket scientist, or you don't even have to ever played football or know what the game of football is. If you're a mathematician, I could just hand you pieces of paper from Everton games, and they look at it and go, okay, you guys dominated in every facet of the game, from percentage to kilometers covered to this to that. What did you guys win, 2 or 3-0? And you go, nope, lost 3-1. Oh, those stats look. Whoa, okay, yeah. Oh. Well, okay, so what was that, like a 2-1 win through? No, we lost 2-0 away. Didn't score a goal. But this sheet of paper didn't score a goal. Didn't create enough chances. Bottled it all over the place. Our players are shite when it comes to doing anything in the final third. Mr. Professor, don't tell me that we should have scored and created more based on all these stats. Oh, that was a good save by Adrian. Anyways, that's it. Thank you for watching if you got all the way through this. I understand that it was long. I know it was just rambling, but I'm not down for doing all the stats, for doing all the, because you can get those anywhere. Where can you get the opinion? Where can you get the oh, by the way, I left my hat at work. That's why I'm wearing the Wu-Tang hat. If you've been watching this whole thing, well, what is that? It's a Wu-Tang Clan hat. If you don't know who Wu-Tang Clan are, ooh, I can't really help you there. And let's just say it's the only rap, hip-hop, whatever you want to call that genres these days. There might be 2 different ones. But it's the only rap music that I've ever liked in my life. And I've listened to a lot of it. It's the only stuff that I've ever enjoyed. Don't know why. Could tell you why if I thought about it, but this is about Everton FC and not about the Wu-Tang Clan. So I will bid you all adieu. Please subscribe. Please like. And don't forget, this weekend, I'll be having another video up before. This weekend there will be another watch-along. Home to Sheffield United. Be there or wake up the next day supporting Liverpool FC. See you later. Bye.